Welcome to Crackin Up a Cold One. I'm John.
I'm Albert.
And my name's Richard. Today's topic is how to spend your money wisely. In other words, stop spending your money for clout.
Here, hold up. Speaking to the mic.
Was I not speaking in the mic?
No, the levels were low. Go ahead, look. Go ahead.
All right, man. Now you guys go ahead and start that. What would you guys think
Alright, so
about this?
For the context that you're saying, it's basically like you don't have the money, or if you have the money, for example, you have the money and you spend it all on something, just because it's more of a want than a need, and you know that you think it's gonna make you look cool, like that's a bad purchase.
You're basically saying if you can't afford it, don't get it.
Basically, too. But I mean, in a sense, but also instead of if you have the money and you can spend it and you only have a little bit left, what's the point if you don't really need it? You could just keep saving that money, you know?
This is America, bro. We spend money we don't have.
I mean, but then again, there's so many people in debt.
You also don't want to be in debt, though, too, you know? You don't want to be one of those persons that
Oh,
keep
yeah.
spending what they don't have.
Exactly. That's
true.
what I'm saying.
I think there's like
as
what,
Americans.
like 60% of Americans don't have like $1,000 in their bank account or something like that.
You're in there?
Statistics like
Are you
that.
Something
in that,
like
are you in
that,
that
yeah.
statistic?
So that's pretty catastrophic.
Out of topic. Oh, man.
Let's speak about any... All right, so let's go with John. Do you have any what's called personal purchases that you spent for the clout?
Nah,
Or-
actually,
All right,
I
not
don't,
not for clout, but just because
just
you
'cause
wanted
I-
it
Wants over needs.
over need.
As of now, I don't think so. I don't really spend my money on like lavish things or anything.
Lavish
like that.
things. It doesn't have to be lavish things.
Bro,
Like-
anything.
It
Or
could be
like-
like you going out to get fast food. You don't have the money for fast food, but you're gonna be buying it.
I mean, I have the money.
Okay,
but I
let
just
me
don't-
rephrase it. Not for clout. It's just you buying something you don't need, but you just want to have like at that moment or like for a period of time.
Not that I can think of, honestly. I don't know if you guys want to call something
I-
out, but I don't.
I have one. Like I didn't need a motorcycle, but I wanted one. After my
too.
friends back in college were talking about it for a whole year, and then over summer, this past summer, Richard kept talking about it about like about doing the school and stuff.
The classes.
The class, the
motorcycle
motorcycle
classes.
safety class. Then next fall semester, my friends are like, "Oh, let's just do the class." I was like, "You know what? Let's go buy a helmet then." I went to go buy a helmet. I saw a jacket. I was like, "Let me get a jacket." At that point, I was like,
Was it the cheapest jacket?
Oh man.
"Not at first." Okay,
Hey, bro,
okay.
you
it
did it
wasn't.
for the clout. You did it for the
No,
clout.
hold up. It wasn't. And I was like, "You know what? This jacket's too expensive. Let me go back, return it for a cheaper one." And with the extra money, I could get myself a tinted visor, so I could drive in the sun. You know.
The 2 for
Yeah.
one.
So then-
the 2 for 1.
So yeah, basically. So I did that, and then after I did my class and everything, I was like,
You did it for
I
the
need-
clout, though.
I need a motorcycle.
You don't need it.
You did it too.
I got my motorcycle. All right,
I'm trying to save
It was-
gas. I was trying to save gas. on my motorcycle.
okay. Hold up.
You did it right after Albert got one.
for me, it was my birthday gift to myself because I bought it on my birthday. Literally drove down. Me and my sister went straight to the credit union. Got there. Everything checked out. We went back to his house and drove it back home.
You're burning your sister out, bro. Don't let your mom. Don't let your mom listen to this one.
She's not gonna listen.
Nah, she won't. Oh, FYI, my mom don't know I got a motorcycle, so
So keep your mouth shut if you come to his house.
yeah.
Oh no.
All right, what about you, Richard?
I got it to save gas, bro. Like I legit.
Like, what'd you get? A motorcycle?
I got a motor. I mean, there's so many other ways to save gas as well. You know, just stop driving so much in general. Get an electric car. The motorcycle is one way. I got one just because you only live once. You know, get the motorcycle and save some gas.
Why else did you get one though?
That's
It was around the time Albert got his.
Did-
and I think it was.
Wait, hold up,
influence,
because you want to
maybe?
save gas, right? But
No,
did it outweigh like what you spent on motorcycle with how much amount of money you would spend on gas?
yeah, because over time it would. I mean, it wasn't gonna be like an instant thing. You're spending $6K right away, or whatever we spent. I spent $6K on mine. But yeah. And John, to touch on that, I wanted a motorcycle before Albert did. I was influencing this dude for a minute.
No, I got influenced
Yeah,
before
I
you,
don't
but
know.
I got it on my mind and then came back again.
Damn,
And
you
then
always got some shit to say on top of me, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro.
What
Like-
am I saying?
What are we saying, bro?
No,
No,
what was that? What was that thing like 2 weeks ago? You told me that you wanted. What was it? It was a vehicle.
I
What kind of
want
vehicle?
I want a EV, bro. Electric vehicle.
Okay, what kind of
Wait.
what kind did you want?
I want to get a new car. My car is just ready to die out on me. I just turn it on.
How's it died out?
It's ready to die out. I said. And so I'm thinking of looking into cars. So I'm going on Craigslist for a used car, but I'm looking in specific for an electric vehicle. I'm looking at Teslas, $30,000 Teslas.
Okay, I asked him. Why do you want a Tesla? To save gas. He gave me that same answer when he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a bike so I can save gas." What's the point of getting your
what's
bike
the point
then?
of having the bike then too?
Oh, and then John said, "Good point. Why don't you get a Prius? A used Prius, it'll be cheaper.
Nobody
why,
wants that.
why don't you get a
Nobody,
Volt?
nobody wants that.
Okay, but you want to save gas.
Yeah.
Or a Chevy Volt.
I don't
Chevy
want that.
Volt is the same thing too.
Full electric.
No, I want that. I want to go for the clout.
Okay, so I guess the
I want
audience
the
could kind of
clout.
learn how do you decide from restraining from buying your wants to your needs.
Yeah, I'm still gonna
How
buy
do
a
you,
Tesla though.
how do you do that though? I know you will, but not right now. I don't think you will right now.
Yeah.
Or
I
in
mean,
the near future, I don't think you will.
Like you said, there's other things you can do. There's gonna be trade off to everything. There's always gonna be trade off to everything. You could do one thing over another.
But do you think it's worth it?
But is it worth it? What's the real
Like, for
return
example,
on
right now-
investment, right?
So for example, right now, like with you, I feel like, I mean, you're in school. I know you have money to put down on a car and you can handle the payments, but do you really need another debt right now while you're in school while your car still runs? I mean, you just drove 200 miles and it ran perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
I
not.
mean, I don't need one, bro.
you
Like,
don't. That's why.
But I'm looking in the market just because later in time, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna want one. I want that thing to drive me here. Just me texting and just let that thing do autopilot.
Oh, that's the wrong.
That's the wrong-
reason
yeah.
Just to get into
Hey
it.
man, I just,
I ain't driving.
like
in
I said,
that,
man.
bro.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I want the car half for the reasons of
The clout.
it, if it's the clout, and half the reasons because it's just like,
All of a sudden, he cares about the environment.
hey man, I pick up my trash, I throw my trash away where it's supposed to go. I don't litter. I care. I'm all about saving the whales.
What?
Bro, you seen
What?
all the whales just
What?
showing up on shore, bro? Because all the plastics in their stomachs and nah?
If I could find the vehicle, I'll insert it into the podcast, so I guess they could see too.
You're gonna put up a Chevy Volt versus a
No,
Tesla. You let me
no.
know what you want, bro.
No, bro,
Because I ain't
no,
gonna.
no. The video of the whales, bro, because
Oh.
I'm confused right now.
Oh yeah, he's talking about the whales.
Bro,
that
do I need to pull it up?
that
What?
go-
No,
Plastic.
I'll just pull it up later when
Alright.
when I'm
I'll s-
editing or
I'll send it to
something.
you. I'll let you know what the whales are going through
Yeah.
because of us.
What do you think, John? How do you decipher from buying your wants to your needs? I mean, it seems easy. I mean,
It
you just
seems
buy what
easy,
you need
like,
and you
yeah.
don't buy what you want. I mean, it seems easy, but like, how do you? There's a lot of people
I
that
mean,
can't restrain
obviously
themselves.
You're gonna have your wants because
I mean,
everybody has the
And this
wants.
also ranges. It doesn't even have to be from like expensive items. It could be from like, oh, I want to go buy like fast food places. I want to go out and eat a lot.
I mean, if you're
You
eating
got-
out a lot and you can't afford eating out a lot, then you probably shouldn't be eating out like every other week or every week.
How do you think? What's a good plan for people to, basically, like see all their money put out like either in a graph in a list or something for them, and to see all their expenses so like they know
Yeah,
like, oh
that
crap, oh,
helps.
like,
Budgeting
yeah, exactly. How do you think is good for them in budget?
app Mint.
Is that a plug, Mitt?
Nah. No sponsorship there,
No,
but
no,
like
no,
Mint,
but-
like there's Mint that you can just plug in everything from your bank accounts.
Hey,
And it
basically-
shows you what you've been spending and your
And
limits.
basically, the way it sets it up, you insert how much money, I guess you earn a month or so per month, and then basically the most
Your
you're willing to
budget.
pay per each, your budget for each category: food, gas, rent,
even
utilities.
specific topics like there's coffee shops I think too. Whatever it is
Yeah.
you're spending on.
You basically set like a set amount to each of those categories, and automatically when you swipe your card, it knows where you're shopping
Because
at.
you're linking your
Yeah,
bank account.
because
to it.
you're linking your bank account, and it'll start filling in that category.
I think
so-
at first you should probably pay your rent and then your food.
I would assume so.
and then
You want a roof
everything
over your head?
else, Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the car it depends. If your workplace is far, you'll probably just need to put that in your budget as well. But
Yeah, but the way I see it though, is you pay everything off that needs to get paid, like all your bills and stuff. After each month, you just start saving. I feel like you just start saving as much as you can,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you start getting all your wants. You start taking all those trips, those week-long trips. You start buying, for example, a motorcycle or something. Because I mean, before you bought a motorcycle, it's not like you were spending all your money
Mm-mm.
either. You were budgeting, you were saving. You know, that's why you're able to buy a motorcycle. It's not like you bought it just because. I mean, it's a want, but like, you want to reward yourself too for the hard work you did at the same time.
It's a lot easier for people that already have money, the people that have been like budgeting and saving for a long time as well.
But then
Because
also,
at
if
that
you're
point-
saving a lot, it's like hard to spend it too. You're like, oh, all this time I took just to
Not
save it.
really.
No,
Yeah, I think
I
it
know.
depends on certain people.
It depends for people. I mean, not for not for you though. But I do know someone that all his life he never really a spender. He never went out too much. He never ate out a lot. You know, he
Mhm.
never bought. He was a simple person,
Mhm.
but after accumulating so much money that from his savings, I mean, this was over a year and a half. He just like, I think 2 years. He just never really wanted to spend on the things he thought he would anymore. He didn't want to get that used car he wanted no more. He was like, I could just stay with mine. Why do I need it? It's not even broken down, you know? It gets me from point A to point B. He didn't even feel like, I guess, going out to eat, like to like fancier places a lot more than he thought he would. It was just like every now and then when it's like a special occasion. So I feel like you just stay kind of true to yourself, even if
That's hard though too, because we're humans. We
Yeah.
all we have a lot of wants regardless. But I think like you said, it's just smarter to do the right thing and spend your money what you have to spend on first. And then you put part of that, whatever the remainder is, aside to save. And then whatever's left over, you can just hold that there or spend it like slowly, just like it's little
also
things.
I feel like it's a lot easier to budget when people are working for their money and they're not giving money from like their parents or someone else, you know?
Yeah, I figure.
Because like if you're working for your money, then you're way more careful with it.
You just learn the value of $1.
Exactly. You're like, damn, like you got to, you like, damn, I spent $25 right now, $30 right now. That's usually what I get like in 2.5 hours worth of work. Like if you're getting paid like minimum wage or something, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Another way you can
think
actually
about going out to
Now go ahead, dude.
Yeah,
You go ahead first.
You go ahead.
ladies
You
first.
what? Now you go ahead. You go.
No, but I was just gonna throw in like another way you can save money. In a way, it's saving money. So like when you first utilize a credit card, you get certain cards do cashback. I would go with cards that do cashback. But like if you're already gonna spend that money, let's just say you're already gonna spend it, might as well use your credit card to earn
Like to pay your
cashback.
bills?
Exactly. So the first thing I would say is gasoline, groceries, purchases you're gonna like big purchases you're already gonna make. They give you cash back, and if you think about it, that percentage that they're giving you back is really like a percentage off. It's not going to be a lot, maybe like 5%.
But it's
The
something.
3-2-1 cards, but that's something that you're going to save money on.
Discount's always good.
And also, if you want to go a little bit more extreme and you have money, like for example, for college students that get like if you get if you're lucky enough to get financial aid and you get a couple $1,000s per semester, like, and you're not really gonna use it right away, you could put it into a holdings at your bank. It's called a CD. What is it?
Nah, hell no!
CD,
Don't do that. Don't do it.
CD. What is it?
Mm-mm.
Why? Why not?
Why not?
Because I'd rather put that in stock market.
Okay, but if they don't know about the stock market either, that the other one's more.
Learn.
It's a guarantee.
Learn. How much you gonna earn on that?
It's a percentage. It's higher than
Okay,
keeping
give me-
it in your
give me
savings.
give me like an average. Do you
Okay.
have
Like
an
a
average?
I'll search it up right now.
4%.
It's a lot.
4%. All right.
3
What's the
or 4.
inflation rate?
Probably like
It's
what,
at
3%.
So what are you losing? What are you gaining?
You're,
No.
but you're not losing. But if you just have it held up, you're losing money.
But you can also have a
Because
money
of the
market
inflation
account
rate.
too.
I'd rather put that into the. How much have?
Okay, that's you though. That's
is-
you.
if you don't mind
Not
asking-
everyone knows about stocks though.
All right.
That's the
well,
thing.
All right. Well, so those that are watching and do want to,
There's a very small percentage of people out there that actually do stocks.
that's okay. But I'd rather, like I'm giving my advice. I would rather I would inform you to suggest that you put it in the stock market. Like, if you don't mind me asking, Albert or John, what has been your ROI over the time that you've put your money into the stock market?
About 22%.
22%. John,
Around like 15.
up there, right? I'm at 11. So I mean, the percentages that we're getting towards putting in this, it's riskier. It's not riskier. It's just it's the risk that you're taking.
But I think you saying that just put your money in the stock market. It's not for everyone. You can.
You have to
lose
be
it no
meticulous
matter-
about the homework and the stocks that you're doing. Like for us three, we have each other to bounce around with ideas. You know,
Yeah.
we don't fully know. We know some things, but we do our research on it. For one person just starting off by themselves, like, okay, I'm gonna put my money in this stock. Like, oh, well, you gotta make sure like their earnings report or when their earnings report's gonna come out. You have to know how good their company is doing.
All
If,
that,
if their CEO is about to leave, if their CEO is thinking about selling his stock,
Yeah.
I think all that
It
would
goes
be
with-
confusing to someone who does like us. We know about this because we're like actually taking business courses, finance, and all that. But to the regular person,
like for
most of
example,
them aren't even
it's about 3%.
knowledgeable about
It's
that.
3%.
That's 3%. So
What is that? That's the
the C-
interest due to gain.
Yeah, the interest you gain.
All right. What's
So
the
let's
inflation
say-
rate?
So it's 3% too.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you an
man.
example right now. So so you just have the money for example, you get your money in fall, let's say August, and you got 4 months of school basically, 4
Okay.
months of like bills you gotta pay, so you get 4,000. You put 3,000 away. You keep that first 1,000 to pay out the whole month, and the other 3,000 you're gonna gain $30 back on your investment.
Inflation
something.
for 2019 was 1.5%.
1.5. So I mean,
so you're making 1.5.
so you'll make you'll make $15 essentially. It's better than making zero. It's something.
Yeah.
$1,000.
That's true.
So I mean that's a small thing, a
This
small
isn't
way
even
you can
saving
do it.
money. This is more like the whole
Obviously,
investment
it's
thing
not a
is just
lot,
how
but
you
it's
invest.
something's better than nothing.
But at the same time though,
Yeah,
when you put your CD in a no, when you're on your money in a CD with a bank, it's locked up. You can't get it. So you're
Yeah.
forced at the same time you're forced to budget with that amount that you have in the beginning, until they release out what's it called, your $1,000.
to your
And
maturity
also
date.
yeah, and also the way my professor said it, that he used to do it when he was in college. So you put out, for example, let's go back to the same example with 3,000. At the end of the first month, you get 3% back on the first 1,000. So that's $30 on that. Yeah, right, $30. So in the second month, on that second 1,000, that's another 3%. That's like $60 or so.
Total.
It just keeps going. It keeps maturing too,
Yeah.
because it's month by month by month.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, go ahead and do that if you don't want to get into the stock market. But I mean, I would.
I mean, it's
suggest that
different.
just-
It's different
obviously
options.
In the stock market, you can make a lot of money, but
You could
as
lose a
well
lot
as
of
that,
money
you
at the
can
same
lose
time.
a lot of money.
I mean, how volatile have you been?
I know. Don't tell me about it.
Explain to
I
them
know.
what volatile means, so they know.
The validity is just how up and down your stocks have been going. So like how
drastic it increases
yeah,
or decreases.
decreases in
So
percentages.
to put it for like in simpler terms, if Richard makes money, it'll go straight up. But if he loses money, his graph will go straight down basically.
So just think of it as like a heart monitor. Volatile is up and down, up and down, up and down.
So you can't really predict how it's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's a
you
lot.
can't.
It's a lot harder.
There is a lot more
That's
to
true.
it, but I would suggest that. As far as saving money, what else would you guys suggest? Just spend your money wisely. Just pay off what you need first, and then throw the rest in savings.
Well, find a good savings account too, because there's some banks that don't even give 1%.
Yeah.
So
Just don't do it
some
all for the
online
clout,
banks
man.
give pretty good interest payments, but
Don't do it all for the clout. And what else? Anything you guys want to throw in there?
yeah, don't do it for the clout. Don't
Hey,
get a Tesla just because.
Also, at the same time, you live once. I mean, you gotta treat yourself sometimes.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, don't spend more than what you earn though. That's the first thing you shouldn't do.
All right, that kind of
But-
wraps it up for this
Yeah.
episode.
Unless you guys have. Oh, also let us know what you guys think. Down in the comments below
And if you guys have any ideas, list them down below as well.
on how to save more money but-
Ideas for podcasts in general.
or
Just
that.
gotta
yeah.
let us know, because we
But-
don't know what y'all want.
And any tips on how we're doing on our podcast, give us constructive criticism. Anything helps.
But if you guys don't have anything more to add, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Deuces.